Welcome back everyone, here we go again for another lesson, and today is 133 we're working on. So as always, there's a link under the video to today's lesson. If you've got the book, feel free to read along, and if you just want to listen, then great. Listen away, because here we go. We're going into a bit more of a grounded lesson today, because yesterday's was quite mind-blowing, so I hope you enjoyed it and it really expanded your mind. But now we're going to be a bit more grounding in today's lesson, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so our lesson for remembering today is I will not value what is valueless. I will not value what is valueless. Sometimes in teaching there is benefit, particularly after you have gone through what seems theoretical and far from what the student has already learned, to bring him back to practical concerns. This we will do today. We will not speak of lofty, world-encompassing ideas, but dwell instead on benefits to you. You do not ask too much of life, but far too little. When you let your mind be drawn to bodily concerns, to things you buy, to immense as valued by the world, you ask for sorrow, not for happiness. This course does not attempt to take from you the little that you have. It does not try to substitute utopian ideas for satisfactions which the world contains. There are no satisfactions in the world. Today we list the real criteria by which to test all things you think you want. Unless they meet these sound requirements, they are not worth desiring at all, for they can but replace what offers more. The laws that govern choice you cannot make, no more than you can make alternatives from which to choose. The choosing you can do, indeed you must, but it is wise to learn the laws you set in motion when you choose and what alternatives you choose between. So this is helping us really see what we're choosing and how to make a distinction between what we're choosing that is of value and which is valueless. We have already stressed there are but two, however many there appear to be. The range is set, and this we cannot change. It would be most ungenerous to you to let alternatives be limitless and thus delay your final choice until you had considered all of them in time, and not been brought so clearly to the place where there is but one choice that must be made. Another kindly and related law is that there is no compromise in what your choice must bring. It cannot give you just a little, for there is no in-between. Each choice you make brings everything to you or nothing. Therefore, if you learn the tests by which you can distinguish everything from nothing, you will make the better choice. First, if you choose a thing that will not last forever, what you choose is valueless. So that's helping us make the distinction. So first, if we choose a thing that will not last forever, then it is valueless. So anything, death, valueless. These things that don't last. That love that we class as ego love doesn't last, valueless. The value is in the internal love that is always present, always there. The peace is always there. Those are the things of value. A temporary value is without all value. Time can never take away a value that is real. What fades and dies was never there, and makes no offering to him who chooses it. He is deceived by nothing in a form he thinks he likes. Next, if you choose to take a thing away from someone else, you will have nothing left. This is because when you deny his right to everything, you have denied your own. So yes, if you're looking at somebody else and giving them grievance because they seem to have what you want, you're denying yourself, because, it's like, it's just, we've seen that what you give, you receive. So if you're denying someone else, you're denying yourself. You therefore will not recognize the things you really have, denying they are there. Who seeks to take away has been deceived by the illusion loss can offer gain. Yet loss must offer loss and nothing more. So yes, if you see somebody got something that you want, you're just going to see more of it, because that's what you kind of, you're pushing yourself towards. You're not going to see that if that person is enjoying it, that is possible for you too. Your next consideration is the one on which the others rest. Why is the choice you make of value to you? What attracts your mind to it? What purpose does it serve? Here it is easiest of all to be deceived, for what the ego wants it fails to recognize. It does not even tell the truth as it perceives it, for it needs to keep the halo which it uses to protect its goals from tarnish and from rust, that you may see how innocent it is. Yet is its camouflage a thin veneer which could deceive but those who are content to be deceived. Its goals are obvious to anyone who cares to look for them. Here is deception doubled, for the one who is deceived will not perceive that he has merely failed to gain. He will believe that he has served the ego's hidden goals. So yeah, we can easily get lost in the ego world and what the ego wants, and that is the trap. We have to come back to the source of who we are and know that, love is limitless. It goes beyond all of these illusions that's created, and when we think of something in this world that we want, it's very often going to die, it's not going to last, it's going to change, it's going to do something, and it's not worth your time or that effort pushing towards trying to gain it. Gain what is already within you. Don't gain what is outside of you. Yet though he tries to keep its halo clear within his vision, still must he perceive its tarnished edges and its rusty core. His effectual mistakes appear as sins to him because he looks upon the tarnish as his own, the rust a sign of deep unworthiness within himself. He who would still preserve the ego's goals and serve them as his own makes no mistakes according to the dictates of this guide. This guidance teaches it is error to believe that sins are but mistakes, for who would suffer for his sins if this were so? Yeah, all of that ego again, it's made this world so real, so, and you want to believe it, you want to follow it, and you know what happens when you follow it. You just end up in a circle of suffering. It can go to what we perceive as a high, but it will crash down and it will come round. It's like, the world is a glorious place when you are coming from a source of love. That's when the world transitions, when it transforms, when you'll see the world through different eyes. That's the only way it's going to happen. And so we come to the criterion for choice, that it is the hardest to believe because its obviousness is overlaid with many levels of obscurity. If you feel any guilt about your choice, you have allowed the ego's goals to come between the real alternatives, and thus you do not realize there are but two, and the alternative you think you choose seems fearful and too dangerous to be the nothingness it actually is. All things are valuable or valueless, worthy or not of being sought at all, entirely desirable or not worth the slightest effort to obtain. Choosing is easy just because of this. Complexity is nothing but a screen of smoke which hides the very simple fact that no decision can be difficult. What is the gain to you in learning this? It is far more than merely letting you make choices easily and without pain. Heaven itself is reached with empty hands and open minds. Yes, that is key to this lesson. Heaven is reached with empty hands. I want, empty and open minds. Open in the way you are going beyond what you've learned here, which come with nothing to find everything and claim it as their own. That's your mind. An open mind which come with nothing to find everything and claim it as their own. With nothing. Nothing in your mind allows you to claim everything. That's so beautifully said, isn't it? But it's we miss these lessons because these hidden messages in these little words, the way they've just described that, an empty mind is a mind full of abundance, really. That's when it's all going to come flowing in, because it's the mind that's busy with all the thoughts, with all the things, with the world, the external, with this, that and the other, with overloaded information, more stuff, more things, label, suffering, over indulgence, over wanting, over seeking, all of that. It's a heavy mind. So with empty hands and an open mind, you can receive everything. We will attempt to reach this state today with self-deception laid aside and with an honest willingness to value but the truly valuable and the real. Our 2 extended practice periods of 15 minutes each begin with this. So again, we've got 2 times 15 minutes to sit with this message. I will not value what is valueless, and only what has value do I seek, for only that do I desire to find. So we will not value what is valueless. We give no value to it. Of what we know is the opposite of love, fear. We don't give any value to fear. And only what has value do we seek. So only what value do I seek is the value of love from the heart, the goodness, that's what you're seeking. For only that do I desire to find, that happy, content place within. And then receive what waits for everyone who reaches, unencumbered, to the gate of heaven, which swings open as he comes. Should you begin to let yourself collect some needless burdens or believe you see some difficult decisions facing you, be quick to answer with this simple thought. So anything that's going to try and take you off track, jump in with this. I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me. What is valuable belongs to you. It really does. So take these 15 minutes, really again, quiet the mind, open it up, let go of all the wants, the needs that you think you need in this world. Let them all go as you give these 15 minutes of quiet time to seek what is valuable, what is true value to you. And you'll be shown what that is. You'll feel what that is when you allow the mind to open, be silent, to let go of the external. That is when you'll find it. And it's just giving that silence. It really is. The power is in the silence with these lessons. It's not so much all of these words that it's describing, and sometimes you think, I'm not getting it, I don't know, what am I meant to be seeking? That's the thing. We think we have to know exactly what it is, but that's where the problem comes from, because we're always trying to figure it out with the mind, but the mind has to be silent. That's what we've got to get out of the way, because the mind is the thing that's almost keeping us from feeling that true essence within us, and to know it, to understand it, and bring back. Because when we silence it, it's almost like it opens up the memory in the mind that has been dormant because of the noise. And when that memory is awoken, wonderful things can then come forward and start to blossom and bloom with Creator. It's like Creator is waiting with this wonderful gift within us all, but we're not using it. We're just trying to create another crazy world away from it. And he's just like loving us and saying, when you're ready, come and we will create an amazing world, and the world around will change. So seek what is of value to you today. Have a wonderful practice and enjoy these 2 practices. You could do one in the morning, one in the evening, or you could even do a half-an-hour practice, I guess, if you really wanted to. Whatever works for you that you know you're going to get the most value out of. So, yeah, enjoy, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.